Some interesting news has arisen as Dragon Quest X is going to be localized into different languages, well at least the offline version, as they're localizing the game in Korean, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese, essentially meaning that it's coming over to South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and of course China, which is definitely some great news, and of course people are now speculating that we could potentially see an English localization later down the pipeline. And I hate to be pessimistic, but I'm just not too sure on it. For sure, having this announcement here that the offline version is being brought over to Korea, China, and what have you, does increase the probabilities of bringing Dragon Quest X offline to other territories. I think my main problem is that it's been over a year since this game released in Japan, and the only announcement we really got was it being localized to other Asian territories. As by the time these come out, which will be spring of 2024, that's definitely going to be a year and a half right there, and who knows if Square Enix is willing to go out and localize Dragon Quest X offline to English at the very least. And on top of that, you also need to dub the game into English as well, as the game already has Japanese recordings, and the Dragon Quest games when localized over are known to bring in some English voice acting. So there's a lot of costs involved in bringing the game over to English at the very least, in comparison to translating the game to Chinese or Korean. And we know for a fact, under a new age of Dragon Quest where Square Enix is willing to bring games simultaneous worldwide, that Dragon Quest X Offline specifically was a game that they were not willing to have a worldwide simultaneous release. As Square Enix felt priorities were in different places like Dragon Quest Treasures, Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince, Infinity Strash, and of course the upcoming Dragon Quest III HD 2D and Dragon Quest 12. So I'm still relatively pessimistic. There's all these factors that are involved with it, but I also understand at the same time there could be reasons to why there's now a possibility that Dragon Quest X offline could be brought over to the West. Because at the end of the day, the only cost you really have is, like I said, localizing the game into English and hiring voice actors for the English dub. And of course, there's no recurring costs like servers. So there is indeed a chance, but I would say the probability for me at the very least is 20%. I'd like to be wrong, but I'm not really feeling it just yet. Though aside from my own pessimism, the other thing I found interesting about this announcement was no Switch announcement for the Asian release. It's only PlayStation consoles and PC via Steam. And just thinking about it more, I do have two reasons to why Square Enix probably doesn't want to announce a Switch version over to those said territories. Number one, I think Square Enix is planning to bring Dragon Quest X offline, and of course the online version as well, to the next Nintendo console. And because Nintendo is very hush-hush about the brand new Nintendo system, Nintendo probably told Square Enix to not say anything about bringing Dragon Quest X offline to the next system. We'll see what happens when Nintendo officially announces the next Nintendo system, but who knows. And you want to know my own speculations about Dragon Quest games on this next Nintendo system, check out this video right here, card on top. And my second theory, which I took from Gematsu, just letting you guys know, is that potentially Nintendo is publishing the game outside of Japan. As we know already, Nintendo is known to publish Dragon Quest games in the past like Dragon Quest IX, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, all the Switch games up until Dragon Quest Treasures, and all the 3DS games. And Nintendo maybe came in and said, hey, we'll help you publish Dragon Quest X offline outside of Japan, but of course we want you to bring this game over to the West. So maybe if Nintendo announces they're publishing the game, then yeah, that does raise the probabilities, but at this point it's still pure speculation. And that's basically everything we know about Dragon Quest X offline being localized in Asian territories. Like I said, I'm still a bit pessimistic of whether or not this game will be brought over. I would like to be wrong, but at this moment in time, I'm just not too sure. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and if you like this video, consider hitting that like button. And if you want to see more videos, then check out these videos here. I think you'll get a good kick out of those. See you guys on the next one. Take care.